In our group text, Jason, you threw out, I want to talk about, do the Lakers need LeBron? What is this going to look like for the Lakers when LeBron returns? Hopefully we're looking at sometime mid-ish November, next few weeks, seeing LeBron come back in action. So, Jason, where do you want to go with this? And ultimately, do you think the Lakers need LeBron James?
Before I go any further, I want to be clear that I'm aware of the fact that I know that so many people just hate LeBron for whatever reason, and that's going to color their opinion about this kind of stuff. And we kind of have to take those people and set them aside. But I have still seen, even just from the general public, a little bit of like this kind of amassing opinion that the rise of Luka and Austin means that the Lakers don't need LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to sit here and pretend as though if you couldn't turn LeBron into some substantial asset return where you're getting like multi-year contracts on awesome players, that it wouldn't be better for the Lakers for the future. But I think there's no version of a LeBron trade that makes them better in the short term. And I think the being realistic about him as a 41-year-old player, he's not going to bring the type of asset return that some people are thinking of. Also, above and beyond that, I think this is like the textbook galaxy brain NBA take. This idea that because Luka and Austin are kicking ass on offense, that you don't have use for a guy who was definitively one of the 10 best players in the NBA last year. And specifically is a guy that is great, not only at a ton of things, but at some very specific things that this Laker team sucks at. For instance, this Laker team has been a bottom 10 defensive rebounding team to start the season. LeBron James is a guy who would substantially help the Lakers with their defensive rebounding. DeAndre Ayton has shown a lot of potential on defense. You know what will help him be better? Having LeBron behind him to help communicate through actions and help him know when to be, where to be, right? On offense, we have seen on multiple occasions already this season, Luka and Austin fry teams so much that they've been blitzed 25 and 30 feet away from the basket, and all these 4-on-3s are materializing. I can think of nobody better than a guy like LeBron who can make plays out of the short roll to start the 4-on-3, hit the threes on the weak side. By the way, he's been in the mid-40s as a catch-and-shoot three-point shooter 2 years in a row now. A guy who can work along the baseline as a cutter. We have literally seen this team, because of injuries, be utterly devoid of ball handling talent. You don't think it'd be nice to have a secondary ball handler who can, at the same time as playing alongside Luka and Austin, also anchor them when one of those guys is off the floor? A guy who gives him another mismatch attacking option. Like, it's literally like, it's so abundantly clear that LeBron would be good for this team, that all I've been thinking, all that's happened for me is I've seen Luka and Austin take off as I go, oh man, let's get LeBron in here and let's see what this group can do. Mm-hmm. And I see it just like blows my mind that anybody could reach another conclusion. So please tell me I'm not insane.
You're not insane. I will one up you on the Galaxy braining here, because two of my first three super chats last night were asking about the Lakers needing to trade Luka now and just hand the keys to Austin.
Those had to be fans of other teams.
I was like, can we just enjoy a nice win and like a nice game here and not overreact? But in all seriousness, I think you hit on it. Like, with LeBron, I see the Olympic version of LeBron that we just saw 2 summers ago, and the way that he functioned as this like supercharged Draymond Green out there, and obviously much more skilled and gifted scorer than Draymond Green, but like in that role as primarily a screener and then short roll playmaker. And to Jason's point, Chris Finch actually talked about this before the game against the Timberwolves, because he was asked, what's the biggest difference between, and this was before the one in LA, like what's the biggest difference with preparing for just Luka as the primary guy, which at the time was a bit disrespectful for Austin, versus Luka and LeBron. And he said, well, when it's just Luka, we can blitz him a bit when it's Luka and LeBron, we can't blitz him. And hearing that from that group and one of the top defenses in the league over the past few years, that is how I assume most of the league views it. And if you can't blitz Luka and you can't blitz Austin because LeBron's out there and you're afraid of what he's going to do in 4-on-3 and 3-on-2 situations, then that limits your ability to handle those guys, and you kind of have to guard them one-on-one. And we've now seen over the past 5 games what Luka and Austin do to one-on-one coverage. So I think it takes the Lakers offense to a different level where they're basically unstoppable, especially if now you have Ayton rolling and hitting the little middies or being that safety valve in the mid range. You have Rui spotting up, maybe Jake LaRavia spotting up if he continues to play with more confidence. So or they trade for a guy down the road, and that 5th guy is the ideal player in that spot. So I just think offensively, and then to Jason's point as well about the defense, like he just does things on defense that Rui's not going to do. And from a help perspective, several of their wing players are just not going to do. So I think it's a no-brainer that he makes them much better on both sides of the ball.
There's no question, and I hate that we agree so much.
Yeah, why do we even have to explain this to people? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get there in 30 seconds. We got to give a quick shout out to our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code HMA. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
All right, you guys can use that code for Sleeper, HMA. Go check them out. They do a fantastic job, and we certainly appreciate them for sponsoring the show. You can find the link in the description down below. I love their real-time news updates. Those are so helpful for me. So again, use the link and check out Sleeper.
LeBron James, good at basketball.
Yeah. There's a lot of haters out there, right? That will try to jump on any opportunity to discredit a player or talk shit about a player or anything like that, right? And LeBron is certainly has plenty of those, and so you'll get some of that. But I think the problem, it's a misconception of what LeBron James is as a basketball player, because what we've seen him be for so many years is that guy with the ball in his hands, and so people see that and think, LeBron's going to come back and he's going to want the ball in his hands. The first thing he did when Anthony Davis arrived was tell the front office, let's run the offense through Anthony Davis. LeBron doesn't have to play with the ball in his hands. It's been the best interest of his teams to do so. And so people think, we're going to get that version of LeBron. No, he is incredibly versatile. It's one of his superpowers as a basketball player is that he can do anything out there on the court. And we already saw it last year. He changed his defensive role drastically, his offensive role drastically when Luka arrived. So the assumption that LeBron comes back and he's going to take the ball out of Luka's hands, he's going to take the ball out of Austin's hands. No way. He's been wanting to have somebody else to run the offense for him, somebody else to take on the offensive burden. Hell, it's why the Lakers, when we look at the 2019-2020 championship team with LeBron as the point guard, why did they go trade for Dennis Schroeder after that? To take some of that offensive burden off of LeBron James. He's been wanting this for years, and now we get to see the true versatility of LeBron in that he can fit into whatever role the Lakers need from him. So they absolutely need him, and Jovan, that is a great call out by you for the Draymond Green comp. He can be a rich man's Draymond Green for this Lakers team, and I don't think people say, LeBron's got a big ego and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that would get in the way. He may have one, but that's not going to get in the way of him playing the role that the Lakers need him to play. It's part of his brilliance as a basketball player. So I can't wait for those reasons and all the reasons you guys mentioned to see LeBron get back out on the floor, fit in with this team. People saying he doesn't play defense. Well, guess what? When he doesn't have to expend so much effort on the offensive end, that is going to, I think, enhance his defensive game. Not that he's going to go back to being LeBron, locking down MVP version of Derrick Rose ever again. That guy's gone. But I think we are going to see a more locked in defensive LeBron James because he doesn't have to carry that offensive burden. So I'm with you guys. I can't wait for him to get back. And I think he could fit in seamlessly with this group.
He was great on defense to end last year for like basically the entire second half of the season. Do people not remember game 4 in Minnesota when he like single-handedly wrecking balled the Minnesota defense to Minnesota offense to multiple turnovers late? Like the dude is still such a weapon to have on your defense and for a team that desperately needs defensive talent. And I think, one of the things that I think is causing this problem, this fallacy, whatever you want to call it, is people see Luka and Austin crushing it and they go, oh, it's because LeBron is out of the equation. And this is something that's driven me crazy for a long time. For whatever reason, some NBA fans can't connect the fact that sometimes people get better over the summer. Like, it's like, oh, Jonathan Kuminga is finally playing well for the Warriors. Is it because all of us were wrong about Kuminga? Or is it because Kuminga started playing better basketball? It's because Kuminga started playing better basketball. Like, is Luka averaging damn near a 40-point triple-double because LeBron's gone? Or is it because he was on the cover of Men's Health this summer? Is Austin Reeves averaging 40 and 10 over the last 3 games? LeBron literally was hand in hand with Austin through his entire rise. He was the guy who empowered him his rookie season after he saw him kick ass at their mini camp before training camp. And he went to the team and was like, sign this dude to a real deal. We need to get this thing going. Austin's awesome. Like, and even Austin himself has said that LeBron and AD both together were instrumental in that early phase of his career. I think again, like, I think people are not allowing themselves to view it as purely a good thing that Austin got way better over the summer and that Luka got way better over the summer. It doesn't mean you need to dramatically reconsider the build of the team. If there's one thing to be very excited about, it's that all of a sudden the Luka Austin thing in the post-LeBron era looks tenable in a way it didn't this time last year or in the springtime last year. And so, like, that's just good news for the future. I don't think it has any bearing on this team other than the fact that they can be better when LeBron joins them.